So we're back to our portion of the program where we really want to uh, celebrate and recognize NOSM faculty from across Northern Ontario. I'd like to give, first of all, a warm welcome to our NOSM Dean, Dr. Sarita Verma, who is celebrating her first year with NOSM. Over the past year, Dr. Verma has been visiting many of the Northern Ontario communities to meet faculty and better understand faculty's clinical and educational worlds. Over to you, Dr. Verma.
Thank you, Dr. Gertson, and welcome everybody. There must be over 150 of you on this session, and I want to thank you all very much for being part of it. I am dismayed that I haven't in my first year been able to attend my first Northern Constellations, but I'm so pleased that I can do this as part of the virtual Northern Constellations. Dr. Mellon, your talk was astoundingly perfect. I learned so much, and it was inspiring in that it stimulated thought. I mean, there are a lot of times where I wonder if I can actually get inspired again, and you've certainly been a great example of that. And Dr. McIsaac, thank you for your leadership on this and moderating and creating such a great session. I have to say that, you know, much of what you spoke about, both Dr. Mellon and Dr. McIsaac reacted to, were issues around evidence-based medicine that, you know, we're currently facing as well, in the absolute dearth of evidence-based approaches to medical education in the most bizarre time where we have to pivot, not knowing what we're doing. In that context, I have to say I'm incredibly proud of what NOSM has accomplished. What a first year. The last few months have been about COVID. I don't think many deans have experienced that. I came with some experience from my University of Toronto SARS and post-SARS development. And I will say that in the New England Journal of Medicine, they speak about trials using ribavirin, which were actually ill-informed and caused hemolytic anemia in populations where there was no other comparator. So, you know, people didn't even know whether it was caused by the drug or by the disease itself. And in the same way, we're now undergoing trials about remdesivir. I don't pronounce that very well, but, you know, we're all experiencing the same kind of level of punditry as to whether the treatments will be worse or better, and people are rushing to make decisions that they don't have enough evidence on. So a lot of what you said, Ken, will come to bear in the next few months as to what decisions we make clinically. They also affect the decisions that we make pedagogically. And as I said, incredibly pleased and delighted at how you have all reacted, stepped up, both clinically and from an education perspective. The network of Northern Ontario is more important than ever, and your role as faculty is so valued. I wish I could meet all of you in person, which had been my hope for an in-person Northern Constellations, but as they say, perhaps next year in either Thunder Bay or Sudbury. Northern Constellations has become very much the one-stop shop for Northern Ontario, but also for rural physicians in knowledge sharing and collaboration. And Dr. Gertson and his team have done an incredible job with the weekly COVID-19 rounds, but just doing so much to have faculty development and professional development at our school. I am incredibly honored to be part of this school, and so pleased that you're all part of this school. Many of you contribute in so many ways, in such a volunteer ways, and I know it's off the corner of your desks, and what little we can do to value and acknowledge you is a big part of today with our faculty awards. But also, some of you have been promoted, and these promotions come from last year's round in July 2019, where we're announcing them today. And for the, I think, 7 of you that are being promoted, congratulations. I wish I could be there to shake your hand in person and bring you up to assistant or associate professor. And I look forward to many more being promoted next year. Very pleased about today's awards and award winners. I hope to see much, much more of that. Dr. Gertson and I have been speaking about ways to bring all of our awards together under one roof so we can have an acknowledgement at Northern Constellations of so many awards that NOSM faculty win. I would just like to say that, like the sailboat, medical education is a well, not really like a sailboat. It's more like a luxury cruise liner. And moving things in this luxury cruise liner in response to the rapidly evolving COVID-19 situation continues to be a challenge. We have a graduating class that will not be writing MCC 1 until sometime in June, dates yet not known. We have residents graduating who will not be writing their credentialing exams until the fall and will need supervisors, many of you who will be supervisors. And we have a class that's entering clerkship right now and also in phase 3 pre-clerkship, but many of them going into clinical settings, and they have a truncated year. They will have a shortened year with a very shortened, tight CARMS match process, and they're full of anxiety. Electives have been canceled. There are so many issues that have affected this particular class of 2021. So we know that they will also impact on you and faculty. And my job is to support you, to make sure my team is there to support you, and to make sure that the network in Northern Ontario is solid as it is fantastic and brilliant. And thank you so much for your work. I want to turn this back to you, Dr. Gertson. Thanks for letting me have a few minutes on this schedule. And really, congrats to everybody for being part of this today. And thank you for the 150 plus of you that are here.
Thanks so much, Dr. Verma. As some of you may notice, it's Northern Constellations. It's our award ceremony. It means that Dr. Gertson has taken his tux out because this is really the Academy Awards for NOSM faculty. And it's my pleasure to introduce our Master of Ceremonies this afternoon, Dr. Janice Willett, who's our President Associate Dean of Faculty Affairs. Over to you, Janice.
Great, James. Hopefully the technology is working and you can hear me.
Hear you well.
Great. I want to just take a moment to thank James and Sarah and the whole team working behind the scenes to make this virtual awards and promotions recognition go ahead. Great work, and very proud of the team that has grown at NOSM in the last 5 years. So it's very exciting for me to leave on some really high notes. The first slide, please. And great. So as James has highlighted, this is our time to recognize faculty, both for their own individual recognition as far as promotion, and as well for their recognition by their peers and the learners. Next slide. The first part of that, of course, is faculty promotions, and we have a number of faculty who have gone from assistant to associate this year, and you can read the names: Sanjay Azad, Marion Briggs, Richard Voss, Paul Miron, Valentina Piva, and Christopher Wynn. As you can see, we have a mixture of both of PhDs, MDs, and other healthcare professionals. And I want to congratulate all of these faculty for their recognition. Next slide, please. And we have Ms. Britton Spruill, arriving from lecturer to assistant professor, and congratulations if she's with us today. Great work to all of those faculty who've done the work of creating their academic dossiers and being peer reviewed by our committee. Next slide, please.
Thanks, Janice. The NOSM award categories include faculty awards and learner awards. In the faculty awards, there's the scholar, clinical teacher, medical educator, and academic leader. And again, learner nominated awards include the advocate and leader, scholarly activity, peer teacher, and learner nominated teacher. Back to you, Janice.
Thanks, James. So our working group members who sift through all the nominations and then make their recommendations on awards is on this slide, so I want to take a minute to recognize them because already in their busy days doing their usual work, they've done this to really help NOSM recognize our faculty. So I want to thank them, and let's go to the winners. Next slide. The recipient of the 2019 Award of Education and Scholarship in the category of the Scholar is Dr. Erin Cameron. Most will know Erin well or have met Erin, and if you haven't, you should obviously try to reach out to her and congratulate her, and I hope she's on today. She's an assistant professor of medical education and curriculum development at NOSM. She's an early, and I would say, rising star in research and an educational scholar. Her research focuses on transformative pedagogies that address health inequities. And of course, in her previous life, she has been on the Canadian cycling team for 10 years in the past and has competed at Pan Am Games and the Commonwealth Games in Canada and part of the qualifying 2004 Canadian Olympic team. And we're very pleased that she's being recognized, and congratulations, Erin. Next slide. Thank you. In the Clinical Scholar, the 2019 Award of Education and Scholarship in this area is Dr. Ronnie Atui, and he has been an associate professor at NOSM and a member of our academic council and the promotions and grants reviewing committees. He is an executive member of the Physician Clinical Teachers Association and member of the NOAMA board. He is a practicing cardiac surgeon at Health Sciences North in Sudbury since 2011, and he has established cardiac surgery as elective rotation and has led his department in that. I want to again congratulate Ronnie, and I hope you're on today. Next slide. The recipient of the 2019 award in the category of clinical teacher is Dr. Lisa Lavasseur. Lisa is an assistant professor of family and in the section of family medicine in Sudbury. She's been practicing medicine through a team-based model in the Lively site of the City of Lakes Family Health Team. She's very active in teaching our medical students and residents in both her practice and hospital-based locations. Congratulations, Lisa. Next slide. In the category of academic leader, Dr. Mary Olson has been awarded. She is an assistant professor at NOSM and a family physician in Sudbury. She's been heavily involved in the success of the undergraduate program and support of students as the co-chair to the Committee to Support Student Professionalism. She's also been extremely actively engaged in her community and assisting in sports in the community. So if you Google Mary, you will see she has many deep roots in the community. Congratulations, Mary. Next slide. The BCTA Leadership Award. The Physician Clinical Teachers Association usually gives this award at Northern Constellations. And this year, of course, that's not going to happen. Dr. Kirkpatrick is the recipient. He has been an associate professor and a surgeon in Huntsville. He is our section chair of surgery at NOSM. In his evaluations by learners, you've seen the commitment to excellence and innovation and leadership. He has certainly been supporting the commitment to measurable outcomes and research, as well as improving clinical teaching in our distributed model. Congratulations, Roy. And over to you, James.
Thanks, Janice. We'll now look at the learner-nominated awards in the area of education and scholarship. So the first learner-nominated award is the clinical teacher, and the recipient of the award is Dr. Rick Senior. Dr. Senior is an assistant professor and family physician in North Bay. He's also been the recipient of the Jean Roquefort Teaching Award from the North Bay Regional Hospital. And in addition to his role in phase 2, Dr. Senior is also the site director for the NOSM Family Medicine Program. Congratulations, Dr. Senior. The award winner in the Learner Scholar Active, the winner in the Learner Scholarly Activity category is Dr. Vincent Lee. Dr. Lee is a NOSM Internal Medicine third-year resident. He was instrumental and has piloted a very successful resident teaching initiative this past year. Congratulations, Dr. Lee. In the category of learner advocate and leader, the learner nominated award winner is Niharika Shihah. Niharika is a fourth-year medical student. She's demonstrated exceptional clinical leadership skills and is a strong advocate for the educational experience of NOSM learners. She'll be starting a diagnostic radiology program at McMaster University in the near future. We're now going to go to the PARO Awards. So these awards from the Professional Association of Residents of Ontario, and they have a number of awards that have been won by NOSM faculty and learners. In the Clinical Teacher Award, Dr. Brian McLeod is a Thunder Bay physician. He's an associate professor, and he's medical director of the St. Joseph's Care Group Chronic Pain Management Program. And Dr. McLeod has practiced in a number of sites in Northwestern Ontario. Congratulations, Dr. McLeod. The PARO Award for Resident Teacher goes to Dr. Ellie Nix. Ellie has a PhD in microbiology and was a postdoctoral fellow at NOSM before graduating from the NOSM MD program. Dr. Nix is presently a NOSM first-year psychiatry resident. Congratulations, Dr. Nix. And the PARO Award for a significant contribution to general welfare of students, which is the PARO Scholarly Citizenship Award. This goes to Dr. Jose Billet. Jose is a fourth-year medical student. He led the NOSM Rural Medicine Committee and brings openness, curiosity, and leadership skills to her advocacy work. Jose will be starting the University of Ottawa Emergency Medicine Residency in the very near future. And finally, recognizing the KEAM Award of Merit goes to Dr. Stacy Desolé. Dr. Desolé is a family physician in Temiskaming Shores and an associate professor, former family medicine residency program director at NOSM, and the lead for the South leg. Congratulations, Dr. Desolé. Congratulations to all the recipients. We hope that all of our recipients and all of their colleagues will think about how they can congratulate and nominate future award winners for next year. More information will be available on the award categories again, starting in the fall of this year. It's now my honor to thank Janice Willett, as this will be Janice's last Northern Constellations in her role as Associate Dean. I'd really like us all to pause to recognize and honor her on behalf of her tireless passion to advocate and support NOSM faculty members. I'm going to start describing her academic and clinical career, which is marked by over 30 years of clinical contributions to the Sault Ste. Marie community and surrounding areas. Janice has been a trailblazer through her roles as OMI President, and chair of the CARM's board of directors. He's been a mentor to many of us across the North in both formal and informal leadership roles. But I think Janice also wants to be recognized on a more personal basis. Janice was born in a small town northern Ontario community. She funded her education working in the local mine. She loves to ski, cycle, and kayak. And post-associate dean, she's looking forward to a daughter's wedding and advocacy work in Sault Ste. Marie to improve access and health of vulnerable women. But if you know Janice well, you always know that she gets the last word. And so the last word goes to Janice, and I must admit to you, Janice, I did not get this photo from Judy. I did not get this photo from the family. This photo is on the internet. Google Janice Willett, and you're sure to get the last word. Janice, over to you for a few words.
Oh my goodness. Wow, that picture. I have my awesome pin on, so that was an awesome pin that I must have had 10 years ago. So I think, and obviously my hair was a little bit more brunette in those days. So thanks, James. I obviously I'm very sad that we're not all meeting face to face. I will miss the energy of Northern Constellations. It has been an amazing meeting. It brings our faculty together in such a way that I've never seen such a buzz. And believe me, I've been to a lot of meetings in my life and a lot of big meetings. And this kind of energy is so great to see. And it took a lot of planning and work on behalf of James and the team, on behalf of Anita Rella, before Joey came on. This energy was not by accident, but it was also due to all the faculty who came together and saw this opportunity as not just another meeting where people want to tell you what to do and how to do it, but your opportunity to share with your colleagues what to do and how you've experienced the distributed learning model and want to improve it. So that excitement, I can say, I have not experienced before in my life with other organizations. So I want to thank everybody who has participated in Northern Constellations, giving workshops, attending, doing all the planning like James and the team, and now Sarah and Stephen. This has been a real excitement for me and a high point to leave on, even though we're not together virtually or not together face-to-face this year. I obviously have some sadness leaving as we have a new dean, and my deal with Sarita, which I think I can disclose, Sarita, was I'd stay on for her first year if she signed on as dean. I'm pretty sure I wasn't the main influencer on why she stayed on, but it was really important for me to see this new way of moving forward for the school and the excitement and the renewal. I'm personally very happy that we have two internal successors for my previous, with James now, congratulations James, being the Associate Dean of CEPD, and with Harshad assuming the Associate Dean Faculty Affairs July 1st. And I've been very happy to work with all the leaders in both CEPD and Faculty Affairs, and to have gotten to know as many faculty as I have, which I never would have without Northern Constellations. We talk on the phone, or we might have emails, but the fact that we could get together every year and actually see the people we're talking to or emailing has been very powerful. So I want to thank you. I want to thank you for the opportunity to participate in this leadership and hopefully move NOSM a little bit forward. And I'm looking forward to the next phase of my life. Okay, go ahead.
Back to you if you have a few words.
No, I think that's, we're probably, depending what you want to do, we can go to the save the date for next year's Northern Constellations, which I'm going to do my best to make, by the way, so I'm still faculty.
Please share the details with our faculty and realize that we will have Plan A, which is face-to-face, and Plan B, which is virtual. So we've got a year to figure that one out. So if you want to share the details of the date, do you have that, Janice?
Yes, I do. So the date is April 30th to May 1st, 2021 at Valhalla Inn, Thunder Bay. We decided to keep what would have been this year's site. And I think that that's going to work out extremely well. But yes, as we know, we'll have a Plan B. Again, the whole team, James Gertson, Stephen Cooper, Sarah McIsaac, Joey McColman, Anita Arella, and all the staff. Thanks for coordinating this meeting. And James, do you have any last words?
What would a medical education event be without asking people to fill out evaluations? We want to get better. We want to learn from this event. So you can fill out an evaluation by coming in to either the COVID-19 round site or coming into Northern Constellation site. The evaluation will take you all of 3 minutes. If you fill out an evaluation and you leave your name and address, we won't track you down for the evaluation, but we'll track you out to forward your study credit for attending today's event. And if you've been attending COVID-19 rounds, we are keeping track of every time you register and complete an evaluation, and we'll count those certificates up and give you one big one at the end. Thank you to everyone today. Thank you to Sarah and Ken for our keynote, moderated with lots of questions. Thank you, Dr. Verma, for your kind words. Thank you again, Janice, for today, but more importantly, thank you for all of your contributions to NOSM over the years. We wish you the best as you look to the future, and we realize that you still are faculty, you still will be in the background, or you may be in the foreground, but we still will be working and collaborating together. Thank you, everyone. Stay safe, and we'll see you next week for COVID-19 rounds. We have a great session with Dr. Roger Sandre. We look forward to that. Sarah will be